Hello, I'm Zoepng and welcome to my YouTube channel. For my first YouTube video, I wanted to just do a quick little sketch with me and process video since some of you guys have been asking for it. So today I'm just going to do a quick little sketch of a tiger and showing you guys kind of how I use and layer multiple different mediums because this is something I really enjoy doing in my sketchbook. And I thought it would be a really fun first YouTube video. So I'm using my Arttown Sketchbook, which is my favorite sketchbook. I've been using this sketchbook for years. I keep coming back to it because the paper is just so good. It really holds up well with multiple different mediums, especially layering multiple mediums. When I first got acrylic markers and used them on this paper, I was so surprised because it didn't bleed at all, and that really was like the selling point for me, and I haven't gone back since. However, I do wish they had a larger square version of this sketchbook. I love my little pocket square sketchbook. I bring it everywhere with me, but you know, sometimes I crave a larger sketchbook. I have used their portrait and landscape ones, but I don't know why, but I just love the layout of a square sketchbook. It just really works with the way that I do my sketches and the way that I compose them, so I just wish they had that. So here I'm just starting out with my sketch. I really like to just block everything in with a colored pencil. I find they're a lot better for me personally since, one, they're softer. I find graphite pencils really hard, and especially since I'm a left-handed artist, I will constantly smudge my sketches, so I need a colored pencil because they don't smudge at all. Going into my first layer of colors, I'm using the Tombbo water-based markers. These are great water-based markers, so if you're looking for something like this is definitely what I would go for. They have huge color ranges, which is amazing. I started out with maybe like 4 or 5 and have been slowly, building my collection, but I really enjoy these to use as a first base layer when I'm, doing a multimedia piece like this, because they leave such a great, just even base, and I'm able to layer things on it so easily. So here I'm just using this beautiful teal color to contrast those orange tones of the tiger really nicely. I'm using it as a background to really let the tiger pop off the page and give this really bright and contrasting spread. This is something I really like to do using contrasting colors because it gives such a visual interest to a sketchbook spread when you do this, and it brings a lot of character and emotion to whatever you're drawing easily. Also, I do apologize for the way that my voice sounds right now. I am sick, so I'm really sorry if I'm sounding stuffy and I'm sniffling and it's really gross, but I just wanted to get this video out for you guys, and I was just, you know, itching to release something that I've been really wanting to do. Now I'm going in with my Posca pens, which are a brand of acrylic markers. They are probably the top on the market for acrylic markers. I haven't really used anything else, but I'm really wanting to try a few other ones that I've been seeing blowing up on TikTok. But here I'm just using them to, you know, fix up any spots that I missed or kind of messed up with the water-based markers, because I can cover anything up so easily with them. Now I'm going back in with this Tombbo marker. It's like a really light gray. I'm using it to just add some shadows and shading to, you know, those white parts of the fur, and then also a little bit on top of the orange fur, just to give it a little bit of dimension, and then also bring down some of the vibrancy of the orange, because it doesn't need to be so vibrant in every single place. I'm using another Tombbo water-based marker here. It's sort of a light purpley tone, which works really well over the orange and gives it more of a shadowy feeling rather than a bright purple. I'm using this to just darken some of those areas, and also the nose, and then also some of those stripes on the fur. So the main thing I really enjoy about doing multimedia is because it creates so much depth within an illustration. I'm a painter outside of my sketchbook, so I'm often using gouache, acrylic, and oil. And with that, you can create so much depth. Whereas when I'm in my sketchbook, I was seeing that I was lacking that depth that I really enjoyed. And so that's when I started bringing in multiple different materials and mediums to give me that depth. And I feel like it's really given me a style that I've been enjoying, and really has been fun because I get to use so many different things and really just experiment. Here I'm using a ballpoint pen, which is seriously one of my favorite art materials. It is so versatile in so many different ways, but I'm just now using it to do some hatching, using the multiple different colors on this 6 multicolored pen and just giving even more depth. As I said before, that depth is really what I feel brings together my sketches. So I'm really just going in with multiple different colors, the red, the green, and the blue, to just bring out those darker areas. Hatching is such an important shading technique for me. I've been doing it for years, and ever since I started incorporating it into my art, I've noticed how much improvement I have made. It really helped me see the difference between line and value, and really determining what needs to be there and what doesn't need to be there. And the hatching is just always my go-to. I don't know what to do, hatching. And layering those multiple different colors of ballpoint pen over each other are so beautiful. I'm constantly doing it, and each time it just leaves such a beautiful effect. I often like to use the blue ballpoint pen as my darkest tone because I don't normally like using black. I know a lot of artists are like, never use black, it's bad, it makes all of your artwork look fake, it doesn't look realistic. But sometimes people don't want their things to look extremely realistic, so I do use black later on in the video. But for my ballpoint pen specifically, I normally use the blue as the darkest tone. Sometimes I'll use the black ballpoint pen, but very rarely, only if I need that super dark point. But I really like using the blue because it gives that really rich tone and color, and I think it's just so beautiful. Posca pen just to fix any spots that I missed or covered up by accident with my color like orange. Again, this is such an amazing reason why to have acrylic markers, especially a white one, because it can help cover up those mistakes or even fix some spots that you did wrong proportionally. So that's what I'm just doing here, you know, fixing those spots in the orange fur that I covered up that are supposed to be white. Now I'm going in with that black brush tip liner like I said I would. I think using black isn't negative, although some people say it is. As long as you use it right and you're using it to your advantage, it can look really great and make your artwork really, really pop. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not going over every single spot that is necessarily dark on the image. I am just using it on those spots that I think really need to be darkened and brought out further. So the eyes, the nose, and those stripes on the tiger. Finally, this is something that I've just added into my multimedia collection and routine of sketching, and I think it is so fun and amazing. I've used oil pastels before, but I've been really looking for just more of a wax pastel, which this is, and it is amazing. Like, I cannot tell you enough how crazy it is. It's really just a fancy crayon, but it layers so nicely over all of my markers and details, and I'm just adding in those little extra shadows that weren't as strong as before. So yeah, I'm using that kind of bluish tone over the orange, which contrasts really well, and then this gray over those white parts of the fur. And finally, I'm just using my white gel pen to add in those final little details, so those highlights in the eyes and on the nose and those few little whiskers, and just touching up some little points that I felt like needed to be fixed. So finally, I'm just adding in a little quote, which is something I really like to do, is just a quote or a poem alongside of my sketch. I think words are really powerful alongside an image, which is why I've been playing around with this a little bit more recently. I had an exhibition a little while ago last year, and I wrote a poem for my painting, and I thought it was just really powerful and helped convey my message even more. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and tune in next time.